Let people have you fucked up. I know that's easier said than done, but hear me out for a second. People are going to think whatever they want about you, regardless of the lengths that you go to prove yourself or tell your own story. They're going to call you everything under the sun, even if it's contradictory, lazy, crazy, overambitious, lack of focus, overgiving, naive, closed off, whatever. But that's not because of who you actually are. That's just because they don't understand the way that you move. When you're a person who especially operates out of discernment, you peeping energy and deciding to shift paths because you realize a certain lane is just not for you is always going to look like you lack focus or you're all over the place from the outside looking in. But just because you move like that, it doesn't mean you're inconsistent. It actually means that you're more aligned. People who don't move like that are typically committed to keeping up appearances rather than actually doing something that's going to make them happy and successful. They'd rather lock in on something that they know inside is not for them just because they don't want to look crazy or inconsistent or like a failure, especially. They don't want to have to start over. It all just seems too hard and too much to bear. So they would rather focus their energy on other people who are living out the dreams that they wish they could go for and distract everybody around them from the fact that they said they wanted to do XYZ, but they haven't gone after it yet. If you read pretty much any success story, you're gonna see a pattern where people who have found success and true happiness in their life have tried and failed at a lot of different things in order to get where they are. If you're not failing, you're not growing. Nobody, and I mean nobody, gets to go through this life scathe-free, gets to go through life experiences without making a mistake, without failing, without looking stupid. That is how we learn and grow. You're not going to get better at something if you're too afraid to try and fail and look stupid in front of other people. We really need to let go of the belief that we need to look perfect in other people's eyes. Perfect doesn't exist. It's not realistic. You're only doing yourself a disservice when you commit to things that you don't even want to do, especially if it's just to keep up appearances so that you don't have to look bad in front of other people. They're only going to be happy and satisfied with whatever your choices are temporarily, regardless of what you do at the end of the day. And then you are going to be the one who has to ultimately live long term with not choosing what you actually want for yourself. Me personally, I have spent a huge chunk of my life being in that space where I didn't choose what I knew was right for me because I felt like other people's expectations of me and the things that they wanted were more important than the things that I knew I needed in my life. So now I definitely am in a space where I don't care and I do what I want. I understand too that taking care of me first allows me to show up as the best version of me for other people. Like, it's very similar to that phrase, put your mask on first. Like, if you're in a plane and it's going down, you have to put your mask on first so that you can breathe, and then you can put the mask on everybody else. Like, I'm not about to burn out and pass out doing something I don't want to do or that I know is not for me just to make other people happy. If I'm committed to anything, it's myself. It is showing up every day and doing what I can to be the best version of me so that I can continue to grow and thrive and move forward in the direction that I want to move. I am not going to continue down a path that is destructive or where my energy is not being at the very least reciprocated, if not amplified, just because that is what I said at one point I was going to do. I'm just going to let people know, hey, this is no longer for me for whatever reason, and then I'm going to keep it moving because I am committed to myself and I'm committed to creating the kind of life that is worth living. When you focus your energy too on people who are committed to misunderstanding you, you're giving your power away. You could otherwise be focusing that energy that you're using to try to prove yourself and correct others, to focus on the things that you really want to be doing, to be building skills, to learn, to go start a business, whatever. So do yourself a favor and just stop giving a fuck. Let people misunderstand you. Let people make shit up unless it's detrimental to your life, your stability, your job, that kind of thing. Like, just don't give a fuck. Like, it doesn't have to matter at the end of the day what other people think about you. It really is just none of your business. And until somebody comes and makes it your business, just focus on yourself, focus on creating a life that you want, because that's going to get you much further than wasting all your time and energy trying to prove yourself to other people who really, at the end of the day, don't even give an actual fuck about you. They're just trying to distract themselves from their own misery.